Hey everybody, for first time we are having a Rebels vs. Rebels, Poe vs. Poe game. Billy is running Poe with the standard R2-D2, well, not standard, R2-D2 proton torpedoes, auto thrusters, and Predator. He's also running a Green Squadron pilot, two of them. Both have duplicate builds of Crackshot, proton rockets, auto thrusters, push the limit, and that A-Wing test pilot, which gives it an additional upgrade, which is how he has Crackshot and push the limit. Victor is running the standard Poe with the R2-D2 auto thrusters and veteran instincts. He also has Miranda Doney with twin laser turret and tactician. That is a nasty, nasty combo. 2 stress at range 2. To round off his list, he has a couple of Bandit Squadron pilots. Z95s, can't get better than that for 12 points. Alright, starting off this game, Rebels vs. Rebels is going to be Victor's Z95s. His first one's going to move 4 forward, followed by his buddy close to his left. On Billy's side, we've got a couple Pilot Skill 3 Green Squadron A-Wings, and his first one's going to move 4 forward. And he's going to follow that one up with a 1 bank to the right to get closer towards engaging Victor. Likewise, his second A-Wing is going to do the same thing. Victor, by the way, just did a focus with his Z95s. And Billy's Poe is moving next with a 4 forward and a 1 bank boost, keeping everyone on Billy's side in a tight formation. Victor's Pilot Skill 8 Miranda is going next with a 2 turn right, followed by a 2 slam. So Victor's already spreading out his forces. And his Pilot Skill 10 Poe is going to do a 2 right and a 1 bank left with his boost. So he's already fanned out and cast a wide little net while Billy is all cooped up together. You know, I've never played a mirror match before, and even though this one technically is not a mirror match, it is interesting to see 2 different pilots, both with different versions of Poe. Billy obviously went with Predator instead of Veteran Instincts. I think that's going to come in handy versus Z95s, but both of them have R2-D2 and the auto thrusters. Miranda on Victor's side has the twin laser turret, which might not be very good versus a couple A-Wings with their dodgy 3 defense and auto thrusters on both of them. So if I had to put money on this, I'd say Billy's list is a little more tuned to fight Victor's, but we'll see how it plays out. Victor is going to do a couple of 3 hard turns in focus with his Z95s. Billy's being a little cautious on his second turn and just moving up 2 with a focus for his first Green Squadron. And his second one is going to copy him. He looks like he's keeping that tight squad formation. And he got a little zealous there with Poe. Poe did a 3 forward and slammed into the back of that Z95. Next up is Miranda, Pilot Skill 8. Well, I must have missed that because he moved his Poe. Alright, round 2, still no one in firing arc. But round 3 is going to be a lot more exciting, I bet. Alright, first Z95 is going to do a 3 bank to the right. Second one's going to do it as well, and both were focusing. Billy, on the other hand, is going to go 2 forward with his green squadron. And he's thinking what to do. He does have push the limit on both of these guys, so he has options. He's going to focus, and he's thinking, does he want the stress? He does. He's going to focus and evade. Next up is his partner in crime, Green Squadron number 2. And he is going to, as always, copy his brother. Now is Poe. This time not bumping into his friends. He's just going to move 1 forward. And he's going to do... I would assume he's going to focus, because that's what Poe does. Alright. Here comes Miranda. She has a turret, so she doesn't really need to stay in front arcs. She went ahead and did maybe a bank to the right. Or that was a hard right with a 1. And now he's going to slam again. He's going to do a 2 turn to the left with a slam action. It's like he's just setting himself up. His Poe, pilot skill 10, moved up 1 and focused. And he's going after, I believe, an A-wing. He got 2 hits, and Billy rolled 1 evade and uses his evade token to dodge both of those. Now it's up for Billy's Poe, since Miranda does not have a shot. And he's going to go right after Victor's Poe. Alright, so that was, I believe, a range 3 or 2. He got 2 hits. Predator reroll for 3. Victor, with the help of Poe's ability, dodges 2. And the first shield is gone. Alright, Red A-Wing is going to be a range 2 versus Poe. He's got 1 hit and a focus. He's thinking about it. He's going to choose not to spend his focus. Poe once again saved by his pilot ability and dodges. Alright, the second A-Wing took a shot, but Poe easily evaded that. Victor's turn to counter. He's going to shoot range 2 with his FAR Z95. Only lands 1 hit, but Billy has to use his focus to evade that. Second one, range 1, gets 2 hits and manages to knock off a shield from that A-Wing. So we are 1 shield gone for both of these pilots. Alright, for the next round, we're going to be doing a lot of shooting this round given how close people are. You notice there that Billy's A-Wings both have stress tokens on there, so you're not going to see any fancy-pantsy K-turns. And Victor's Miranda has an Ion token on there, but that is not an Ion token. That just was leftovers from last round, meaning Miranda could not shoot because of her slam action. That'll be removed, and she will get to shoot this round unless she chooses to slam again. With everyone so close, it does give Victor an opportunity to do some K-turns if he thinks it'll benefit him. Otherwise, he might just do some short range 1 movements. Either way, I'm guessing both people are going to want to take out their opponent's Poe. That seems to be the biggest threat on the table. However, Victor has done some damage to that red A-Wing, so maybe he'll just want to finish that A-Wing off. A lot of going back and forth here. Both these guys know what's at stake this turn. No one wants to completely blow it. Victor has priority, by the way, so his pilot skill 8 Poe will get to move and shoot before Victor's pilot skill 8 Miranda. Alright, starting us off, Victor is going to do a 1 forward with his Z95 and focus. The one right behind him is going to move 1. And that's a tight fit. Looks like he's going to bump his own Poe, so no action there. Billy's turn. That red A-Wing that got hit last turn for 1 shield is surprising everybody by doing a 2 left turn. You know, when in doubt, run away or do something random that'll surprise your opponent. This movement did clear his stress, and he's going to take this opportunity to target lock Poe because he's pretty sure no one's going to have a shot on that A-Wing this turn. The other A-Wing, Copycat, is, like always, going to do what the red A-Wing does, but it's going to get him trouble this time. He's going to bump into Victor's Poe, so no actions there. Got a couple bumps going on. Alright, now Billy's Poe. He's playing it safe, staying in the back, just moving one forward, and he's going to focus. That's what Poe does. Miranda is doing a 2-bank around the debris field, and she is not going to slam this turn. She's going to focus. She's ready to fight. Victor's Poe is moving forward, and oh no, Poe. That is a bump on his own Z95. A Poe without a focus is a tragedy in X-Wing. Let's see if Victor can clear up that range 1 threat. He's going to shoot that A-Wing right in front of him. He's got no focus, but range 1 is going to give him 4 dice. Can he do it? It looks like 2 shields. Or at least 1 shield. Alright, Miranda is not next. Up next is Victor's Poe. Or Billy's Poe. Now Billy can take a range 1 on Victor's Z95 or range 2 on Victor's Poe. That Z95 can't shoot back at Billy's Poe. So I'm guessing he's going to want to shoot at Victor's Poe. He does shoot at Victor's Poe, and with Predator and Poe's ability, he lands 3 hits. That's a lot of work Victor's R2-D2 needs to do to make up that. Alright, Miranda is trying to take out that Z95 through the debris field though, and with auto thrusters, no hits. That little A-Wing just used crack shot and a range 1 shot to clear Poe. Poe is gone. Victor's Z95 now takes a range 1 shot and manages to get 1 through. This round definitely went to Billy. Next round, we are going to need some makeup from Victor after losing his Poe so soon. Everyone's kind of jammed up there in the middle. Target lock is on Poe from that red A-Wing. Oh, sorry. Victor's Poe is gone. There are no target locks. Well, that green one might have a target lock on it, but anyway, I'm not quite sure how this round's going to go out for Victor. He's got a couple Z95s that basically are relying on luck. And he's going to do a K-turn with his Z95, so they are going to be stressed out. No focus there. And this must have been a gentleman's agreement because everyone's doing K-turns this round. K-turns all around. What does Poe want to do? Poe is... oh, of course. Poe is also going to do a K-turn. This is just a K-turn party, but not Miranda. She's a party pooper. She's going to do a 2 left and focus up. Alright, Poe is going to shoot at that big fat Miranda. Looking like a range 2. With help of Predator, that was 2 hits, but he's going to use that focus to only take 1 shield. Miranda is going to use her ability to roll 1 less die to heal back that shield. She's doing her twin laser turrets at Poe, and she managed to knock off a shield for that second one. Oh, by the way, those were range 2 shots. So even though he only got 1 shield off Poe, that's 2 stress with Tactician at range 2. Damn. Alright, little A-Wing that could is going to try to get some vengeance on Miranda. This one's range 3 though. It's 2 dice. And that was... I think that was a miss there on Miranda. The red A-Wing is going to go after Miranda through the rock and does manage to take off a shield. The far Z95 is going after Poe. Does get that last shield, and the close one doesn't do anything. Alright, with the next round going up, I don't even know what to predict. These turns have just been going back and forth, so I thought Victor was out of it last turn, but he managed to completely decimate Poe with all that stress. Sure, Poe still has a fair amount of health left, but a stress Poe is a walking dead Poe. And if those Z95s can just stay in arc, this thing might turn around for Victor. However, those A-Wings are no joke. It's pretty easy for them to get range 1 with their maneuverability, and one of them still has crack shot left. Crack shot basically ignores one of the opponent's evade dice. So if that's what you're wondering, that's how he was able to kill Poe. But it is a once per game use. As soon as you use that crack shot, you flip it over. So one of his A-Wings does still have crack shot. As you can see, there's a lot of stress this turn. So no one's going to be K-turning unless the K-Wing... no one's going to K-turn except the K-Wing. If the K-Wing's feeling frisky, Miranda can K-turn, but that'll probably put her on a rock. She doesn't need to K-turn ever with a turret. She can just fly around in circles and keep shooting people. Okay, they've thought it out, and Victor is going to start us off with a bank, with a 2 bank. It's going to clear up his stress and focus. His buddy is going to just move with a 2 forward and also focus. This A-Wing that Billy is moving is trying to do a 2 bank to the left. Victor's proxying his model to see if that A-Wing goes through. It's pretty close, but it looks like it's going to hit just the edge, so that A-Wing is going to be stopping short and running into that Z95 Headhunter. It does clear up its stress, but that means no action for that little A-Wing. Red A-Wing's going to go next. It is doing looks like a 3 straight, or maybe a 2 straight. No, that's a 3. And it's going to run right into his buddy who fell short. By hitting his buddy, though, he is going to be range 1 at that Z95. And Billy's Poe moved 1 forward, removed one of his many stress, but had no actions. And just to completely make this whole turn a mess, that K-Wing ran into its own Z95. So everyone's just running into each other. It's a mosh pit out there. Poe is going to get to shoot first. He does have a pretty good shot on really a fully healed Z95. He can do a range 1 shot on one of those, or he can go after Miranda. He's going to take a range 1 shot at Miranda. With Predator, he only got 1 hit on 4 dice, and Victor evaded that with only 1 dice. Miranda has multiple options with a turret. Kind of figuring out what does he want to do. He does not have arc to anybody, though, so there's going to be no tactician nonsense this turn. No one's going to get stressed. He's going to take his first TLT on the A-Wing that's most damaged. The one has 0 shields. I believe that is the green A-Wing. Also, he couldn't shoot Poe if he wanted to because they are at range 1, and Twin Laser Turret has to be at least range 2 to 3. So he's going to go after that A-Wing, and manages to get 2 hits, but Billy does evade it. He's going to use his Miranda ability to regen a shield with that last Twin Laser Turret, and gets no hits. This A-Wing is going to take a range 1 shot on that Z95 and gets 3, knocks out both of its shields. And the last A-Wing has another range 1 shot. It's going to try to finish the job. Rolled 3, Victor rolled 1 evade. Rolled 2, Victor rolled 1 evade, but there goes the second crack shot. Both Z95s, or both A-Wings have used crack shot, and Z95 is dead. Man, last turn was definitely a kick in the pants to old Victor. He thought he was doing well with all the stress on Poe, but crack shot just took out another Z95. Just to recap, crack shot took out Poe with the help of a direct hit, critical, and then the other crack shot was used to finish off that Z95. So crack shot has been the MVP skill this game, followed closely, I would say, by a tactician on Miranda that has still left Poe basically useless for this past turn. Victor's really going to need some luck on his side. He is down on the attrition, and he doesn't have too much firing power back. You do not want a TLT versus A-Wings with auto thrusters. You want something, you want a heavy laser cannon. That's what you want. But he's got to work with what he has. Position-wise, these guys keep running into each other. Hopefully this time we can see a turn where people actually fly and can get actions, not just bump, 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 bump. Although, looking at that little Z95 for Victor, I don't see too many options other than going through that rock. So he's going to need some luck right off the bat to not get creamed by a rock. Alright, start the turn. We're going to K-turn with that Z95. Here comes the damage die, and whew, thankfully his bad dice are helping him out here. No damage on that Z95. Billy's A-Wing is trying to do a 3-bank to the right, but of course it bumps right into Victor's K-Wing. The other A-Wing needed his buddy to go farther, so he's just going to bump into his buddy. And I'm guessing Poe will probably do something similar. Of course he will. Poe's going to bump into the A-Wing. So no actions for Billy. Victor is going to do a 3-bank and focus up. And looks like Poe does have a shot through the rock at that Z95. He does manage to get a crit that goes through the Z95. Takes off the shield though. It's time for the K-Wing to go after the damaged A-Wing. Uses focus and finally takes a haul off that little A-Wing. Second one, not so much. So we got an A-Wing with 1 haul, another A-Wing with, I think, 2 haul left. And the A-Wing is going to have 2 natural hits on the K-Wing, of course, and take off 2 shields. Victor's going to try to salvage this turn with that Z95 through a rock at the A-Wing. 1 hit and no chance. The name of the game is Comeback Time. Victor needs to kill that A-Wing with 1 hull left, and that Z95 needs to pull its weight and do something useful, because this is going bad fast. A couple more turns like last turn, and Victor is going to be heading to Frown Town. Mwah. I think that Z95, though, is going to take another dance with the rock. I don't see how he's going to get past that. He dodged it once. Can he do it again? Doing a 3-bank right through it. Time to roll, and Victor's red dice are awful. He does not take any damage. Billy's A-Wing is going to do a K-turn, but Billy is going on a debris field, taking a crit. It's going to be a major explosion, take another damage. That A-Wing is really dead. Okay, the other A-Wing, seeing his friend die in front of him, just trying to get some vengeance. Taking a 2 right turn, no stress, so he's going to target lock, push the limit, and focus. He's pissed off. Poe is just going to be Poe, move 1, regen all of his shields, derp derp, and finally focus because he is no longer stressed. Nope, he's target locking. Target locking seems much better. Miranda took a 2 left, I believe, and chose to focus. Now Miranda's going to use her ability to lose one of her shields to roll an extra die of attack on the A-Wing. I'm not sure how with the arc, but he did, and it did nothing. Yeah, I don't know how that shot was legal, but whatever. A-Wing did proton rockets, 5 dice, with the focus, all hit. Well, that didn't go as Victor would have liked. He's actually beating himself up right now for not slamming, because those little proton rockets are only range 1. If he would have slammed away, he would not have taken 5 dice to the face from that little A-Wing. Man, I forgot all about proton rockets, crack shot and proton rockets. Those things are just full of tricks. Well, with R2-D2, Poe is basically fully healed, so maybe he can take out that A-Wing this turn. The Z moved up with a little turn. His A-Wing is also doing a 2 turn, but he's going to bump into that Z95. Billy is, if nothing but consistent. He likes to bump every turn if he can. Poe is going to do a Talon roll around that rock. And Miranda is going to do a 3 bank. He's contemplating right now. He knows he's in arc from the A-Wing. And Poe. He might be able to escape if he slams. So he's going to try that. But unfortunately, it looks like he's going to be not escaping Poe. And oh, by the way, Poe has proton torpedoes. So let's just throw 4 dice at Miranda just because. Here we go. And that turns into a crit. And that's a dead Miranda. Victor decided to call it at this point. He's really just too far behind with that Z95. There's no way in hell he's going to take out Poe and an A-Wing. Good job, Billy.